What's up? Welcome to your Buckeye Rush Hour for Friday, September 22nd, 2023. Oh, so much excitement. I can't even get words out. I don't know what to do with my words or my hands. We've got a lot going on here. We're going to get into kind of a tale of the tape when it comes to these two programs. But most importantly, we're going to talk Buckeye offense versus the Notre Dame defense. Hopefully we'll get a couple calls. We'll see if we can get Sean in here later. He's on the road traveling to his son's game. So a lot going on, but are you guys excited for this freaking game or what, man? I don't know what to say. We still got more than 24 hours to go. Tomorrow's going to be a long, long day. I need something to keep me occupied. If I get wasted tonight, I can sleep into like noon, get up. Yeah, that's not going to work. Fuck. All right. Anyways, here we go. Notre Dame defense versus the Buckeye offense. First of all, though, I do want to say, please hit like on the video, por favor. Especially if you are expecting a Buckeye win, please hit the like. Don't forget to drop your scores in the chat. Stephen Cherry, I haven't heard from you, man. You won last week's shirt. You want a free t-shirt or a hat? You got to get in touch with me, man. I tried reaching out. I tried emailing you, but get in contact with me. So, Notre Dame's doing this. I'm trying to use like politically correct words here. I've been trying to do that more lately, much to my chagrin. Anyways, the Buckeyes heading over to South Bend here, and Notre Dame's doing this green out. Everybody's going to wear green. The players are wearing green jerseys and pants, not even the gold pants. Now, thank God they're wearing the gold helmets, but this is going to look stupid, man. Green pants and green jerseys. You're going to look really dumb taking a beating. Anyway, Vivid Seats, the ticket reseller, on the secondary market, they're projecting that 40% of the crowd in the stadium, in Notre Dame Stadium, will be Buckeye fans. 40%. So look for a big sea of red to kind of drown out this putrid green color. I'm not a fan of that Kelly green color or whatever. Okay, I do want to talk about recruiting, because this is where the biggest margin is between these two teams. I got to keep checking the Zoom to make sure Sean's not in here yet. And if we have any callers, don't forget, phone number scrolling above my head. It's also down below the video in the description. So bang that in there. And so recruiting, I went back over the last 4 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. Okay. Your 2020 guys and your 2021 guys are going to be the bulk of your starters typically. Just like for the Buckeyes, our 21 class is like all of our studs and all of our starters, quarterback, DNs, the whole nine. So comparing this, their recruiting class for Notre Dame, 2020, they were a 90.74, no 5 stars. 2021, they're an 89.94, no 5 stars. 2022, they got a 91.82, 1 5-star. 2023, a 9177, no 5 stars. And in this 24 class coming up, they do have 1 5-star committed so far. But recruiting is never over till they sign on the line that is dotted. Now, also, I do want to share with you this. I've shown this to you guys before, but it's the blue chip ratio for this year. So this is the percentage of 4 and 5 stars on their rosters. You see 85% here for the Buckeyes. All right. Second to Alabama. You got to look down the list here a bit. Notre Dame, 65%. That's a 20% difference to you and me. Elementary school math told me that. So over the last 4 classes, this is the difference in quality, in talent. This is a big deal to me because this is a massive difference. I don't know why. I know the national media likes to hype up this game because Notre Dame has a lot of older tradition. They were successful years and years and decades ago. This is not a national power anymore. Now, maybe Marcus Freeman can get there in the future, but again, he's just over 1 year in at his job as a head coach. Why? I don't understand why people think why he's a good coach yet, a good head coach of a Power 5 program. And again, this is not a top 5, top level program. It's not. I'm of a certain age. You guys know that, all the regulars and newcomers. I've been watching college football for pushing 50 years now. And this is not the Notre Dame of the 80s or even the early 90s, mid 90s. And we did beat them twice in the mid 90s, by the way. So this is not a top 5 program, no matter what your Irish friends want to tell you. So, all right, here we go. Let's get into this defense, this Notre Dame defense. Scoring defense, 14th in the country, allowing 11.8 points per game. Total defense, 4th in the country, 234 yards per game. Passing defense, 127 yards per game. That's 3rd. Rushing defense, they allow a little bit more there, 107.5. That's 41st in the country. 3rd down conversions, they are at 32%. That's 28th in the country. Red zone defense, 12th in the country at 58%. TFLs, 75th in the country, not getting in the backfield a lot to make some TFLs. They just have 17 on the year, and sacks, they just have 6. That's 74th in the country. So let's talk about this 2 deep here. They've got kind of a traditional 4-3, but they just label some of their positions a little differently. And they do a lineup by field and boundary sides when you're talking about like your end and your corners and stuff like that. So coming up here on the interior D line, Howard Cross, the 3rd, and Riley Mills, they've played pretty well. These guys have graded out 87.6 for Cross, 77.1 for Mills. And at DN, though, they're not super impressive. Javante Jean-Baptiste has played the 2nd most snaps at edge rusher for them, and that should tell you all you need to know. He couldn't crack the starting lineup at Ohio State, but he has the 2nd most snaps. So not a big concern. Nobody grades out really well there at the DN position on the pass rush grades. But they're linebackers. Linebackers are solid, really good. Liufa'u, if you remember the film breakdown I did a couple days ago, the weak side, weak side linebacker, Liufa'u. He's fast. He flies around. He can cover a running back or a tight end, and he's gonna win that matchup typically. But he is hyper aggressive. He can over pursue. He can occasionally miss a tackle here or there, but he's a 74.6 grade against the run. Again, a couple missed tackles on the year. Now you got the Mike linebacker, J.D. Bertrand. He's back. He missed last week's game against Central Michigan. He grades out well. Not a huge tackling machine. The guy that really is their monster against the run is what they call a rover. I'm just going to go rover. No, don't go Rover. Linebacker Jack Kaiser, he's their leading tackler also with 15. He's 88.7 PFF run grade against the run. So he's legit. Doesn't miss many tackles. So linebackers are probably, them and the corners are probably the strength of this defense, I would say. And getting into the corners here, you got boundary corner, Ben Morrison. He is excellent. He's only allowed 4 catches on 10 targets. His grade against the pass in coverage is a 79.5. He has 1 pass breakup, 1 INT, but he also has 1 penalty on the year. Now, that he's the boundary corner. Now, the field corner is Cam Hart. He has allowed 3 catches on 11 targets. Again, they haven't gone against a pass-happy offense yet. Navy's not exactly throwing it around the yard. So anyways, Cam Hart grades out a 67.9 according to PFF in pass coverage. He has 1 pass breakup. And then there's slot. So what's interesting about their nickel, Thomas Harper, he played for Jim Knowles at Oklahoma State. But he is the weakest link in this secondary, at least from the corner positions. He's allowed 7 catches on 12 targets. His PFF grade is a 59.4. Don't forget, 60 is just doing your job, so he's not doing his job. Has 1 pass breakup, but has 2 penalties on the year. The safeties, Xavier Watts is also not great in coverage. He's a 58.9 according to PFF and has allowed 4 catches on 8 targets. DJ Brown is the other safety. He's a 77.5 according to PFF in pass coverage. He's allowed 2 catches on 7 targets, 1 pick. So the pick really helps him out. So that's the defense we're going up against. Let me check and see if anybody's calling in. No calls yet. We're taking your calls. All right, let's check the chat here before we continue on. Oh, yeah, everybody's fired up in the chat. Let's go. Oh, Billy in first. Billy says, Lou Holtz said ND is better. We should just concede. I can't take anything that guy says seriously for like the last 10 years. He's doesn't have his right mind about him, just to be nice. PC amped, go Bucks. PC says sleep until noon. What are you, Joe? A Democrat? Well, I don't know why politics has anything to do with this. Billy says going to be along tomorrow till the game. Yep. Yeah, Billy agrees. Yuck on their uniforms. Odysseus hope to see egg on the national media faces. Ooh, we should be allowed to egg them in person, in the face. In the face. I'm all for that. Let's see. Robert says Lou Holtz said day is soft. Yeah. Again, Lou Holtz hasn't said anything coherent in more than 10 years. Smoke 2 more. What's up? Smoke a couple more. 42-19 for smoke 2 more. Let me copy down your score later. We're giving away the free t-shirt, so don't forget, get your scores in. Billy says Notre Dame is a media darling, now more than usual. Of course, always have been. People love the shiny gold helmets. Everything that shines is not gold. Yeah, Odysseus agrees, says they're mostly picking Notre Dame. The media badly wants Notre Dame to be back. Yes, just like Texas and Miami, they all need to come back, right? It doesn't work that way. Billy says, yeah, it's the year of the back teams, Texas, Florida State, Miami, Notre Dame. Yeah, they can't all come back at once. It doesn't work like that. But we know the truth. Odysseus says it's more pronounced on our offense versus their defense in terms of blue chip ratio. Exactly, yeah. Well, when you have a loaded wide receiver room, quarterback room, definitely it's definitely more obvious. Billy says, we've out recruited Michigan forever, so don't put complete faith in recruiting. No, it's just talking about the talent gap. I'll do the same thing for Michigan when we play them. I'll do the same thing for Penn State when we play them. So nobody's making any grand proclamations just on recruiting rankings. Odysseus says ND last won a major bowl game when I was 10. Just a pup. Odysseus says it's the super senior effect with Team Up North. Yeah, exactly. It has been for the last 2 years. Yeah, I'm with you. Ryan Day's Beard is in the house. He says, yo, Buckeye Nation. Hello, Ryan Day's Beard. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Billy says, Odysseus continues, that combined with undersized D tackles. Right. Yeah, they do have undersized D tackles. Billy says, we do, actually. Anyways, Billy says, diet up dark for tomorrow, Ryan Day's Beard. PC says, oh, wait, I missed one. Ryan Day's Beard, confidence 1 to 10, we win. Is there anything better than 10? I'll go 9.5. PC, I'm with you on your daily 5 keys to a Buckeye victory on all aspects, especially the big Ben up front on D. Their interior is vulnerable. Yeah, I agree. Jeremiah, what's up, man? Good to see you. He says, let's go stomp some Irish tomorrow night. Yeah, it's going to happen. PC says confidence. I'm at about an 8. Billy says Mike and Tyleek, maybe the keys. Yes. Odysseus says, how do they grade so high versus the run when they're 41st in rush D? You talking about the individual players, I assume? The grade those grades are for individual guys, not the entire team. So some guys aren't exactly pulling their weight, you could say. Ryan Day's Beard says, I can't believe how many people are picking Notre Dame to win. It's crazy. I'm missing something. Nope. You're missing nothing. Travis. What's up, Travis? Good to see you. 8.5 for Travis. He says, Mike and Tyleek are going to feast. I'm with you right there, Travis. Odysseus says their argument is that Sam Hartman and Notre Dame is due. Yeah, I don't understand that argument. That argument never holds any water in the real world. Somebody's due. That doesn't mean shit. Ryan Day's Beard said, I get they got Hartman, but geez, he was a Wake Forest QB. Yeah, exactly. And again, I've asked this question earlier in the week. Why is this guy not in the NFL if he's so fucking good? You know? Yeah, he has 4 starts. Odysseus says, we are the underdog to the national college football media. That's fine. We're the favorite going on the road, which is what Vegas thinks should matter more than any talking head on TV, podcasts, or whatever, YouTube. Hey, I'm on YouTube and I'm a talking head. Damn it. It all came around. It finally got me in the ass. Yeah, we should not be the underdog to the media. Vegas speaks the truth. Billy says exactly. PC says, will the naysayers finally shut up? No, they're going to have more opportunities to bang on the Buckeyes. You got the Penn State game where they can call us underdogs again if they like, although that one's in Columbus. You got the Michigan game at the end of the year. You know, nobody has a memory past 2021. Nobody has a memory, especially Michigan fans and national media. People forget what was happening before Michigan didn't show up in 2020. People only remember last year and the year before. So it's going to be when late November rolls around, it's going to be, can Michigan win 3 in a row? Is this Buckeye team any good? Is Ryan Day soft? All the shit. Is Ryan Day on the hot seat? All the shit. Get ready for it. Everything you're hearing now, just rewind it and play it around week 12. Back to the chat. Yeah. Randy's Beard says this is probably just a Buckeye take, but with how much they want Notre Dame to win, I want Ohio State to beat the brakes off them, not just win. Me too. Yep. Billy says Klatt had a great take on the unfair national reactions to Buckeye performances this year. Yeah. That's every year, though, man. I mean, this is not anything new, in my opinion. PC says Day has to absolutely get the team up on this one. I saw him pumping the guys up before the WKU game. Need more of that. I would strongly suggest that you will see more of that. Exactly, Billy. The V word, violence, play violent. If you can't get up for a night game, Saturday night in Notre Dame Stadium in front of touchdown Jesus, then you probably shouldn't be playing football at all. And that goes for everybody within the program. But PC says also he needs to play fast, loose, and just unload the chambers. I hope he doesn't play tight. It usually doesn't bode well when we do that. That's true. Very true. Ryan Day's Beard. We need Georgia. Ryan Day with some serious emotion. Exactly. Billy says, I heard 87% of the money is on Notre Dame. Good. They have some high-end, bettors, whales, you might call them. Those guys can lose money too. Those guys get taken often. That's why they keep building new casinos in Vegas every year. That doesn't mean the people are also love to take an underdog because they're getting better odds. Anyway, Ryan Day's Beard, if we win, they'll just say it was Notre Dame and act like they didn't pick Notre Dame. Yeah. Odysseus says lots of Domer fans think Hartman is Joe Montana and laying bets. That's another one. Good point, Odysseus. Yeah. Hartman could be good for a couple turnovers in this game. He got plastered against NC State and coughed it up. I'm surprised he hasn't thrown a pick yet. He gets a little loosey-goosey with that ball. Brandy's Beard. Oh, okay, gotcha. Jeremiah says, with the national media picking Notre Dame, hope they like their crow served with a side of humble pie. That sounds good. PC says, I'm seeing a lot of swing passes to running backs and tight ends. Yeah. Yep. They keep it close to the line of scrimmage. They don't take a lot of shots. And when they do, it's like risky, or not really risky, but I would say low percentage completion passes. Now, with that said, if they only take a few shots per game, when they utilize that play action, if they start to run the ball well on offense, they use that play action, take some shots, but still, most of their passes are like Ryan Day says, when they use screen passes and things like that, and tunnel screens and all that, it's like an extension of the run game. That's what Notre Dame is doing with some of these very short passes, like at the line of scrimmage and either slightly behind or in front of, and right in the middle of the field, high percentage passes. That's what he's throwing. Now, keep in mind, Kyle McCord is doing a lot of the same too, but Hartman's had 4 games to do it in. Let me get back to the chat here real quick. Travis says the difference between Ohio State and Notre Dame overall team speed is going to be obvious tomorrow night. We've seen that before, right? In Fiesta Bowls specifically. Ted Ginn housing a kickoff. This team speed, Notre Dame is better at team speed. This is not like the cement shoes of the 90s when those guys could not move, or even the early 2000s, those mid to 2002s, 2005s, 2006s, whatever. They're faster, just not as fast as us, though. But I agree 100% with your point, Travis. Billy says, I want Hartman's beard to be white after the game. Nice. Ryan Day's Beard says, interior pressure make Hartman uncomfortable. Yeah. But then if you're going to rush up the middle and have success, he's going to bail left or right. So somebody needs to be out there to clean that up. At least make him throw it away. If you can't get him to the ground, at least don't let him scamper for fucking 10, 15, 20 yards, because he's out on the edge. You got to, with every pass rush, there's going to be an open lane somewhere, most likely. PC says, I saw some odds. Vegas thinks that Hartman throws a pick in this one. Yeah, maybe more than one. I agree. Yeah. Odysseus says, stop Estime, stop the play action. Yeah, that's it. That's the key. You stop the run game. And I said this yesterday, I think, if we get up a score or 2 scores, they're not built to catch up. You can't run the ball if you're behind 14 points. What are you going to do? Just spin the clock and just run yourself into the ground? You can't. Yeah, Billy says, like we said, keep the pocket dirty and Hartman will throw some picks. Yeah. PC, Notre Dame linebackers are legit, but I also see the slot wide receiver getting a lot of passes. Odysseus, Tyleek, and Hall disrupting the double teams is key. Yeah. Ryan Days Beard says they don't have the wide receivers to beat us. Over the top, everything should be in front of us. Exactly. And honestly, take your freaking shots over our DBs. Good luck. PC says, I think our front four will be able to get home without linebackers or safety blitzing. I think so too, but they're still going to bring some occasional blitzes. You kind of have to, just to keep the offense guessing. PC says, no, Notre Dame is not built to catch up. Any stats on their explosive plays? Yeah. Do you want like receiving or rushing? I know I saw that 75-yarder that Estime had, but that was, again, against NC State. So we could look at their receivers, tight ends here. One second, I got to do a search. This is why I really need a producer. Okay. So looking at receivers first, let's look at yak yards because that's typically where you get a breakaway, a breakaway type of play. Chris Tyree, he's averaging 14.5 yak yards. He's been targeted 9 times. See, let me quickly do a quick overview of these guys. These guys have not gotten a lot of action. Tyree, 9 targets, 8 catches. Tobias Merriweather, 9 targets, 6 catches. Rico Flores Jr., 12 targets, 6 catches. Jaden Thomas, 16 targets, 12 catches. Jaden Greathouse, 10 catches on 12 targets. So, but these guys aren't going for like big scores or anything. Greathouse has 3, Tyree has 2. So going back to the yak yards, Tyree with his 8 receptions averages 14.5 a yak. Where's our, let me find breakaways. Big plays. Where's the big plays? Okay, long. Chris Tyree has a 76-yarder. Tobias Merriweather has a 75-yarder. Rico Flores Jr. has a 42-yarder. Jaden Thomas, a 39. Jaden Grayhouse, these guys spell their names differently, Jaden and Jaden, a 35. Deion Colsey, 25. So those are their longest receptions. Obviously, it's all yak yards. Looking at their tight ends real quick. One sec. Hoping to get Sean in here soon while he's on the road. So yeah, Holden Stays is their most targeted. He has 8 targets, 6 catches, 4 touchdowns. Davis Sherwood, 2 targets, 2 catches. Mitchell Evans, 8 targets, 5 catches. But again, longest, Holden Stays has a 40-yarder, Evans of 18, and Sherwood a 10. So those are the big long plays in the pass game. Back to the chat. All right. Travis says, everyone wants our DNs to get sacks, but I think Larry Johnson wants our DNs to set the edge because he knows our D tackles will get pressure. And if our DNs don't over pursue, then the quarterback can't escape. Excellent point, Travis. It does seem that getting that push up front is Larry Johnson's focus. I think you're going to see Michael Hall probably get his most snaps of the season in this game. Same with Tyleek. I think Tyleek had he had 50 last week. It's like his career high. PC says, yes, see me okay. Jeremiah, I hope all the Ohio State wide receivers all have career days. That's very possible. Billy says that was his freshman year. Odysseus says, wasn't Hartman their quarterback back in 1936? Yeah. Billy says Knowles will show things with blitzes and sub packages that we haven't seen yet this year. Yeah, I would assume so. But not on a regular basis. You might see some occasional exotic blitz or the safeties spinning out, one spinning back, one spinning up, changing positions pre-snap, stuff like that. But yeah. Billy said, Ryan Day's beard. I think this is going to be a Buka day. They're going to try to take Harrison away with doubles. Yeah. I've heard that on another show, by the way. Billy says Fleming and Cade 2. Travis says Notre Dame wide receivers are molasses except Tyree. Yeah. Ryan Day's beard. I'm loving Fleming's blocking in the run game. I agree. Definitely the best perimeter blocker on the team, without a doubt. And that's why he continues to get that starting job, right? I mean, because he's got Carnell Tate on his heels. So, and even Jaden Ballard to a degree. So that's why Fleming is continuing to get that start. PC says not even Estime has breakaway speed. No, I don't think they have a play bigger than 30 yards. No, not in the running game. Well, in the running game, yeah, they had a 75-yarder by Estime against NC State. But I was just going to double check and see if they had any others real quick. But other than that 75-yarder, the guy's like 5'11", 230. You're not running away from people at that size. It's not like he's a freaking Olympic sprinter, right? So, double checking Estime and the rest of the team here. So, carries over 15 yards. He has 7. Jadarian Price 2. Jeremiah Love 2. That's it. Nobody else. Where the breakaways? Breakaway yardage. Estime as 257. So a lot of those are from that big gainer and those 15-yard scampers, more than 15 yards. Receiving game, he does have 5 targets and 5 catches, 55 yards, no drops, so that's respectable. Pass blocking, so when he's in pass pro, that's a weak spot, like most running backs. This is not anything new. But he grades out at a 49.3 pass pro. Not great, Bob. But again, look at most running backs. They're not going to be fucking 85s or something, Let's see. Back to the chat. Odysseus says, if Styles can keep up, he towers over Tyree. I don't know. I don't know if you want Styles covering a receiver. Billy says, Fleming's great friend Henderson, if he gets outside. Yep. Odysseus, he had an 80-yarder versus NC State, who was not gap sound. Exactly. Ryan Day's Beard, do you think Day's going to try to burn them with our receivers like ND expects, or will they try to do the power run game and then play action to keep Kyle comfortable? The pass game is going to be there. The pass game will be there. It's just a matter of Kyle delivering the ball on time to the open guys, whether it's Emeka, Harrison. Now, you still got to use Harrison. I don't give a shit if he's double covered. You know, on a deep ball, you just throw it as far as you can, and hopefully Harrison can run under it, you know. But you do have to take those occasional shots, and Ryan Day's not afraid to do that. Just let it fly. Tee it high and let it fly, right? Occasionally, not every freaking down. You know, we're not running all 4 verts, you know, but Billy says all of it, RDB. Hummus Hero's back. He says, hello, Joe and friends. Hello, Hummus Hero. Randy's Beard, Hartman's grandkids are attending this game. I love the Hartman slander. This guy is getting way too much love. He's respectable. I'm not saying he's not, but he's not an NFL quarterback. I mean, these guys are hyping him up like he's fucking, like he is Joe Montana, an NFL quarterback. PC says, I think we've been holding back quite a bit. We looked a little vanilla on D. I really think there's a secret playbook somewhere. I think they were working on things on offense and defense. Things they wanted to get things in games, you know, treating it like a preseason over the first 2 weeks. And then last week against Western Kentucky is where you kind of saw the full unveiling of this team. You saw the energy, the give a damn level was up there. You saw different things that you didn't see the first 2 weeks on offense and defense. So expect to see more of that, maybe even to another level. Hummus Hero says, Hartman looks like a werewolf with that overgrown beard. Best way to take one down. Silver bullets. Exactly. I love the movie analogies. Hummus Hero. Billy says, I'm going to use that as my own. Travis says, NC State plays 3-down linemen. Yes, exactly. Notre Dame won't have huge holes to run through against our D-line. No. And again, their guards are their weakest point, and their center. Their guards and center, the middle of that O-line is their weak spot. I expect them to try and run off tackle. I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't know why you try and run right into Mike Hall and shit. Oh, we got Sean's in the waiting room. Here he is. Let's get him in here. Dialing him up. Oh, I got to change his name. Hello. Henry, are you there? Can't hear you. You're muted. We'll wait till he gets at a good point to pop on. Back to the chat here. PC says, what if they put Marv in the slot? Wouldn't that screw them up? Well, they would shit themselves, yeah. Especially against their slot, their nickel corner. Good night. Odysseus says, move Marv all over. XZ with slot. Yep, that's what I'm about. Billy says, sometimes why? Yep. PC, yes, 1,000 times. Ryan Day's Beard, they're hyping Hartman up, but I feel like he's getting this love because of the brand of Notre Dame. If we were playing Wake Forest, they wouldn't even be talking about this. Yeah, probably. Odysseus says Egbuka and Marv on the same side also causes issues for DBs. Yeah, good point. Travis, I'd like to see us run more 4-wide. Yeah, bring in more of their backup corners. that should work out well for us. More of their garbage backup corners. I'm down with that. We got Sean joining us. And he's back.
Hey,
What's up?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
It wasn't letting me turn the mute off. I was muted and then I click it and it said, no, you're gonna stay muted. So
Oh,
anyway,
well.
I'm back.
So just to get you caught up, we're mostly focused on the Buckeye offense versus this Notre Dame defense. I did lead the show though by touching on recruiting differences, like the blue chip ratio. Ohio State is 85%, second in the country. Notre Dame is set 65% over the last 4 years. So a huge talent difference.
That's still pretty good though. 65, I would think. But I mean, if we're second, I gotta imagine they're still top 10.
Yeah. They were, where's that? They were 10th. Yep. They were ahead of like Florida, Miami, Penn State, Michigan, USC, and Auburn. They're ahead of them.
Yeah, so they got dudes. They got some dudes. This is gonna be a great test.
Yeah.
For everybody. I mean, I think they've got one like you may have went through it and would know better than me. Don't they got like one pretty like standout guy at each level, D-line, linebacker, and secondary?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We kind of ran through the gist. Howard Cross the third, the interior D lineman, he grades out at 87.6 against the run. Riley Mills a 77-1. DN's not too impressive. Javante Jean-Baptiste, the former Buckeye, has the second most snaps at defensive end. And he, obviously couldn't crack the Buckeye starting lineup. So kind of tells you where they're at on the edge.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think really highly of Jean-Baptiste because he played a lot of meaningful snaps at Ohio State. And maybe he couldn't crack that, but he was going against people like Paris Johnson and stuff, not the turnstile that we got out there. So I'm concerned about Jean-Baptiste and just that little extra juice he's gonna have because it's Ohio State. Watch out for that guy. Maybe.
I think that's good to start a game with, but I don't know if you can maintain that adrenaline level for 4 quarters.
No, but he's a senior guy too. I mean, that's a grown man. What? It's his 5th year playing college football, right?
Yeah, I think so. He doesn't show up in the top 200 pass rushers according to PFF grades. He does get some pressures. He has 7 on the year.
Speed check reported ahead on I-75 South.
Yeah, we talked about, what else do we cover here? The linebackers, the Polynesian weak side linebacker, Maris Liufa'u. He flies around. He's fast. He can cover running backs, tight ends, but he's also super aggressive, like over aggressive. He can over pursue the ball and he'll miss some tackles occasionally, but he grades out at a 74.6 against the run. Then you got the Mike linebacker, JD Bertrand. He missed last week's game against Central Michigan, so he's back. And then their leading tackler is what they call a rover linebacker, Jack Kaiser. He leads a team with 15 tackles and an 88.7 run grade. So you're going to see Liu Fa'u. I think he's number 8. Yeah, I got a 2 deep right here. Yeah, Liu Fa'u, number 8. Jack Kaiser, number 24. And then JD Bertrand, 27. These guys are all like graduates. These are all graduated guys. So seen a lot of football, played a lot of football.
I mean, that's where you kind of throw the blue chip thing where it evens out, even if we are ahead of them. If they got a bunch of, 5th year players out there, I mean, that's the difference. You got a bunch of blue chip freshmen big deal. If you got, you know, a bunch of 5th-year seniors, four-year guys that have been starters for a few years. I mean, at Ohio State, that means you probably weren't good enough to go pro, but
Yeah.
those are the dangerous teams. You know, that's when a team like Sparty, you know, was competing back in the day when they had a bunch of old dudes and seasoned team. You know, the teams like that can pull it off every so often.
Yeah, we touched on the corners here. They're starting outside corners, the boundary and the field corners. Ben Morrison and Cam Hart, they're good, grade out well. 79.5 for Morrison. He's only allowed 4 catches on 10 targets, has a pick. And then Cam Hart, he does grade out at a 67.9, which isn't great, but he's only allowed 3 catches on 11.
Yeah, but I mean, they've played like the one game, it was 6 attempts. The other game was like 12 attempts passing. They've only played,
right.
Well, I guess they played 2 teams that threw it a little bit, but I think their pass D is getting a little bit overhyped because of the teams that they played. I think they're about to find out a little bit from Saturday.
Yeah, this nickel that's going to be covering Emeka Egbuka is probably their hole in the defense. Thomas Harper, he actually played for Jim Knowles at Oklahoma State a couple of years ago, but he's allowed 7 catches on 12 targets. His PFF grade in coverage is a 59.4. He's got 1 PBU, but 2 penalties in 4 games. So if I were Notre Dame, I'd be concerned about that matchup. And safeties, last 2 safeties. Xavier Watts in coverage, he grades out at a 58.9. Allowed 4 catches and 8 targets. DJ Brown is 77.5. 2 catches, 7 targets, and a pick. Let me pop back into the chat here. We're getting the chat is on fire today. Bringing some energy. Let's see. Billy says, "Hey, Sean."
What's up, Billy?
Odysseus says 5 wide. Haven't seen that since Tressel. PC, empty backfield with 4 wide. Then McCord takes off running. Boom. So we're getting into calling plays now. we're throwing stuff against the wall, formations. Billy says, when you have the receivers we do, why not every once in a while? Yeah, I got no problem with that. 4 wide, I'm fine with.
Yeah, because that's a matchup nightmare.
Yeah, I think we were talking about before you came on. We were talking about I'm all for bringing in more of Notre Dame's corners off the bench. Bring in more of those guys. You're going to see quite the talent disparity. Ryan Day's Beard has a great point. McCord has to run.
I just want to go out there and dictate. You know, it's like, hey, we've got a top tier running back. We've got these top end receivers. We dictate our game. They have to adjust to us, but we're going to go out there and do our thing. And good luck stopping it. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, and both teams, are trying to do that to some degree. PC says JJB didn't show much against NC State. Odysseus says they're similar to last year in team talent composite. Good point. Odysseus also says he can pass rush, but was poor setting the edge, talking about JJB. Ryan Day's Beard says everybody has tried to compare last year to this year. I feel like our whole game plan got screwed up because Jackson went out and Ohio State hadn't figured into the game plan, big into the game plan. It's an excellent point. I mean, I couldn't imagine losing Marv in the first drive of this game, first quarter even. He's going to be a big part of the game plan, or even losing Trey.
I mean, that's football. I mean, I'm with it. The sentiment is that, yeah, they lost a guy and it could have been a better game. I think this is a better Notre Dame team than we played last year. Are we a better team than we were last year? That's, this could be a heck of a football game.
Yeah. Travis says he's on I-75 South too, Sean.
Let's go. Hopefully you're a little further south than me.
PC says 100%. Would have been much bigger with win margin. Heck, I think we would have won a natty with a healthy JSN. Yeah, that's for sure. Randy's beard, Jackson borderline pissed me off. I felt like he didn't want to play. All right. Not going to go down that road. Odysseus, yeah, Buka was repping at Z all offseason mid-game. He had to play slot. Exactly. Randy's beard, I think we had a legit. All right. I'm not going to talk about JSN's hammies. PC said, not the first or last time. Yeah, okay. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby, says Odysseus. That's right. Don't speak that into existence. We need a healthy team. So, Sean, I don't know if you've heard any of the national talking heads, but sounds like there is a very strong Notre Dame hype going around the country. And even though the Buckeyes are favored by 3, according to all the books.
Well, it's funny you ask. I don't know. I'm a big Lou Holtz fan, but right before I got in the car to take off, I caught a little clip. I don't know whose show he was on, but whoever show it was on, it could have been his son. They both have lists. And it was they were spitting all over each other. And I saw Lou say Notre Dame by 10. He didn't give a score, but he said Notre Dame by 10.
Yeah, we were talking about Lou and his comments calling Ryan Day soft, things like that. He had a nice little quote. I saw a graphic on Twitter earlier, but I was going to send it to you guys, but I'm like, I haven't even thought of Lou Holtz in 10 years. He hasn't said anything coherent in 10 years. So
I love these Lou Holtz. I like it.
He doesn't really add much to my football experience. Oh, Ryan Day's beard says he was on McAfee's show.
That was McAfee's show? McAfee have a list?
I don't think so.
Or is he making fun of him? I was
Maybe.
what the fuck? The first one, the guy was asking him, I'm like, that kind of sounds like Lou Holtz. And then, and then Lou Holtz started like, oh, geez.
Oh, that's fucking mean.
Roof sucker and succotash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't really care what Lou Holtz has to say about football nowadays. I mean, he coached for Woody Hayes, under Woody Hayes. I mean, how long ago was that? So it's going to be an interesting one. You got your score prediction in here. Let me go double check that. I was going to repeat mine from Sunday because I'm still feeling good about that. You had, we almost picked the same scores. You had 31-17 and I have 30-13.
There you go.
How you feeling about that?
I'll stick with that. I'll feel real good about a win like that, frankly. Feel real good about it. But jump on them early. I think you jump on them early, they shit the bed, and then it gets real tough for them. We let them hang around, then it's dangerous.
Yeah. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit like, please. We're going to go here to about 5:30. The thing is, I mentioned this earlier, and I think I talked about it on the Daily Blitz today. You get up early on this team, obviously take the crowd out of it. But the most important thing is this team is not built to play catch up. They're not a high flying, pass happy offense that can catch up. They're down 14 points suddenly, like third quarter or whatever.
Well, it's intriguing, and some of the pundits set up here, I may have said it Sunday, that this is probably as close to Michigan, a team like Michigan that we're going to play all year. Good O-line, power run game, a competent quarterback, receivers that don't scare you really, but serviceable, and then a solid defense. I think this is we need a good showing here.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to try and take the Harbaugh blueprint over the last couple of years and try to apply that. So
Yeah,
I'm excited. Stop that
Yeah.
shit.
They definitely want to run the ball first and then utilize that play action to get some downfield passing going with Hartman. But I think the middle of our D line is going to snuff out that O line. They're weak in the middle. We talked about it Sunday night. I just talked about it again today, and
In 10
I
miles,
just
keep left onto I-75.
all right, Siri, that's enough. So I just think Mike Hall, Ty Hamilton, those guys in the middle are going to be too disruptive against the run and the pass, honestly. But most importantly, they need to shut down that run first.
Yeah, we shut the run down. Don't let them establish that. It's going to be tough for them. I think that Sam Hartman's good, but you know, you don't want him. I don't think you want him winging it 40 to 50 times either.
I think they're in big trouble if he has to do that. That's because they're down like 20, 21.
Right.
You know? Yeah, that's not a recipe for them. Let me touch on the chat here real quick. Ryan Days, Billy says lose elevator, not hitting the top floor anymore. That's exactly. Odysseus says, did he switch bodies with Mark May? Now that's a legit question. Maybe they got some weird kind of I don't want to think about that. Jeremiah says, after tomorrow night's game, we will find out just who is soft. Yeah. Odysseus says that Brady Quinn has a confidence of 10. Is that out of 100? Because that would make sense. Yeah, Brady and Lou picking Notre Dame. How odd. Odysseus, we saw confidence on draft day. Travis has 31-24 Buckeyes. Randy's Beard, if they find a way to lose this game, dear God, the noise around Ohio State would be loud. Yeah. That 15% of that Kirk Herbstreit always references of the Ohio State fan base will be annoying, to say the least. Travis.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? I mean, like the sky is falling. It's going to be, hey,
Yeah.
Expect a couple more losses. I mean, yeah, but that's what you're supposed to do.
The Buckeye Doomers is what I'm referring to.
If we do lose this game, yeah, everyone's going to be talking about, well, hey, we might lose a couple more. I mean, that's only logical. If depending on how this game goes.
31-24. 31-24 is not taken. It's yours, Travis. All yours. But we go by total points anyway, so it doesn't matter. Billy says, so this game will be good practice for Michigan. Yeah. Hopefully we improve. I mean, that's why I don't think losing a game early in the season means you're going to go 9-3. That doesn't make any sense, because you improve on week. You get better. You're not just playing with your week 1 team in week 12. They actually grow throughout a 12-game season and get better. Odysseus says, I think their interior line is much worse than team up north. That's a good, excellent point. Billy says fire day chants will get louder, of course.
But I mean, those are just dumb. Those aren't fire day. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Exactly.
But they try and push that narrative. They've been trying. All my buddies up here, oh, if you guys don't beat Michigan this year, riding down the hot seat. To me, I'm like, not at all. It's not, you guys are trying to make something out of nothing. Said now, when they come back to Columbus, I said, if we were to lose this and they came back to Columbus following year, yeah. People are going to start getting a little antsy.
4 in a row is not good. But if you make the playoffs at the same time, that'll take some of the edge off of that, some of the pain.
Come within a missed field goal of winning it all.
Yeah, that does it. That's actually more painful, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because I mean, beat Michigan's nice, but you can't. We've done that tons of times. Natties are. You got to grab them when you get the chance.
Exactly. Those don't come around every year. We've gotten a little spoiled though. Ryan Day's beard does point out that Day just got a big raise. So that's a fair point. He's making almost 10 mil a year.
Decent neighborhood.
Yeah. Funny, the same day Gene Smith was speaking to Congress about how they need NIL regulations in place because we don't know. We have all this money. We don't know what to do with it. Odysseus says, if Team Up North fans think so little of Day, why do they hope he's on the hot seat? Yeah, I think that's it. They don't think lowly of him. They think high of him. They want him out of there. Where do you think all those rumors start every year when all those NFL coaches get fired and everybody brings up Ryan Day's name? Those probably start in Michigan.
Right. But Harbaugh's the one that goes on the interviews.
Right, yeah. The guy that's won the last two. So, yeah, Billy makes the point that Harbaugh was on a much hotter seat 2 years ago.
Oh, I know. It's so weird how like all is forgiven.
Yep.
And their arrogance just boom. We beat it down into submission there for a while. I mean, they were really feeling sorry for themselves for the last few years. But boy, they're back. They're back with a vengeance now.
And I blame their fans for that because, so they brought him back. He keeps going on these NFL interviews, and I don't know, this lack of perspective. Like nobody remembers anything prior to 2021. Nobody remembers shit if you ask their fans. They're like,
I know. Well, yeah, didn't Harbaugh start out 0-5 against Ohio State?
Oh yeah. Was he? He has 7 games against the Buckeyes. So yeah.
Yeah, so he's 2-5. Ryan Day's what, 1-2 against them?
Yeah, and they didn't show up in 2020. Otherwise, he'd be 2-2.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, it's the lack of long-term perspective from their fans. That's why I blame them, and they deserve everything they get. If I hope he like screws them over somehow. I don't know how he could, but they deserve it.
I think they'll like I said, I still think he's probably gone after this year. If JJ leaves, I think he's gonna leave, and Michigan sinks back to the 9-3, 10-2 program that we've become accustomed to.
Yeah. And good point here. They can't win a bowl game though. Yeah, or a playoff game.
Well, I think after this, we beat them down for 2 decades, and now they got, their ass weighs a ton again. They're so good. I feel like we need to go on like another decade beat down, before they have any more success, and like see if we can quash it. Like, okay, guys, just don't get so full of yourselves.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep. They're fucking fans, man.
You're 2-5 against Ohio State under Harbaugh and 1-7 in postseason. That's not fucking good.
No. Oh, JJ just threw another pick.
They play another soup can this weekend.
Rutgers.
Isn't Rutgers D solid?
Yeah, sure. Didn't Rutgers beat him once in the recent history?
I think Rutgers did beat him.
3-0. What are we looking at here? Rutgers 3-0. Who you guys played? Northwestern, Temple, and Va Tech. Those are legit wins. 2 of them anyway.
Who'd they play?
Northwestern, Temple, and Va-Tech. They weren't even close. 24-7, 36-7, and 35-16 over Va-Tech.
That's a hell of a first 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then they got to go to Michigan.
dang.
Yeah.
What's Rutgers' strength of schedule?
Oh, it's got to be up there. I got it. I got that right here, actually. SOS 2023. Phil Steele has. Oh, I got to do a search. Rutgers. R. Oh, 31st. Burying Georgia and Michigan, who are 56th and 67th.
What were we, 20s?
27. Sparty 3rd. Ouch.
Sparty's 3rd?
Yeah.
Oh, they had Washington.
Yeah. So, all right, boys. You almost to Toledo?
Yeah, I'm, what do we got? 16 minutes to arrive at St. John's Jesuit off Airport Highway.
Oh, there you go. Airport Highway. Odysseus says JJ goes first in the USFL draft.
one can only hope.
Yeah.
One can only hope. The thing is, if he starts thinking again, then Harbaugh might stay around. Actually, I want Harbaugh to stay.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just not gonna, because he's not gonna be able to. He's not getting good recruits for how good they've been doing, and he's not going to.
Right.
I don't feel.
Yeah.
And so it's
He's
not
never
going to be sustainable unless they really get creative with their NIL. He has been pretty good with the portal.
right.
They bring in dudes, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. All right, folks. I'm going to copy
man.
down all these scores. We got a
Go
ton
Buckeyes.
of entries. That's right. Go Bucks.
Finally.
What's on schedule tomorrow? Are you watching that Michigan game at noon?
I'm sure. I don't know. A old friend of ours is headed up. I think he's in Columbus right now, actually. David Harper.
Oh, wow.
And
There you go.
I think he might be heading to Tiffin tomorrow. So yeah, we might. I might head down there to watch the game tomorrow. Not sure yet.
Cool. All right.
In the works.
Oh, you got that Iowa Penn State game, a whiteout, same time as
There's
the Buckeye
some
game.
some good football this weekend.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate everybody joining us. Don't forget, hit like on the way out the door. I appreciate it. Henry, good talking to you.
I
See you Sunday night.
Thanks.
Later.